Okay. I'm trying to get the light, but okay. And we are live. Welcome, welcome everybody. I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in with us tonight because it is your favorite Power Podcast team, and we are definitely in the building. So,
Yes, yes.
if it's your first time rocking with us, we just want to say welcome, and we hope that you guys come back to rock with us again every Wednesday night between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. So, for those of you that don't really formally know us, we would like to go ahead and introduce ourselves, and I go by the name of Kesha Kesh.
I'm your girl J Money.
And I'm Dr. Real, Mr. Motivational. Let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go. We have King Leo that may be jumping in a second here for those of you that know King Leo. But as usual, we have some really good topics for you guys tonight. One of the topics that we would like to start off with, I want to take y'all back down memory lane just in case you guys don't remember because it did happen a couple of months ago. But it was with Olivia Jade. And for you guys that may not know who Olivia Jade is, her mom is the lady, she played the wife of Jesse on the TV show Full House. And
Mhm.
the reason I want to talk about this is because within the last couple of months, or I'll guess like even through the pandemic time, we've had a lot of talk around being privileged,
Hmm.
if you will. Like, I mean, from all different angles of things that happened, with the White House, things of that nature. So when I saw the clip of what took place to her, and her parents, it just really made me do a little bit of research and to figure out, like, man, like what what is in the mindset of people that probably get to experience these things or that we look at as being privileged versus looking at even ourselves. And I found that just in case you guys didn't know, there's multiple meanings behind privilege. You have your white privilege, you have your religious privilege, you have your gender privilege, you have your
Hmm.
heterosexual privilege and economic privilege.
Hmm.
And of course, we don't think about it that way, I believe, because it's more so of the talk is always around white privilege. Of course, we all know that, yes, it's being born white and you're privileged, to certain things based
Hmm.
on your race. People are to supposedly look at you and understand that you're one that's privileged because of the color, of your skin. But have we ever thought about the religious side of it? Have y'all ever had
Hmm.
those people that you work with and they get those special days off because of their religion? And it's something that the company
Hmm.
actually approves, but
Hmm.
everybody else don't get it because that is not of their religion. It's still privilege.
That's true.
Um, when it comes to economic privilege, it's more so of like a person, and this is what really happened with her and her family. Economic privilege is more so about you having the actual means to do certain things to make sure that your family, your kids are getting to that next level. And it doesn't really have to come with money. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be just your know about. Like how many times have you been in a situation because you know somebody at the top and everybody else don't have to go through all those people at the top because you know somebody. And by default, you're privileged because you know cousin so and so at the top, and now you're at the top. So it's so many different forms. I'm gonna try, y'all. It may not work because we were having some problems with it earlier, but I want to try to play this clip really quick just so we can get a sense of what she was saying and when she was on the red table. So hopefully it play. If it doesn't, I'll take it down. But I kind of want y'all to kind of see what it is that this young girl was talking about. So just bear with us for one moment. I'm going to try to bring this stream into the live to give y'all the opportunity to see it. That's her, Olivia Jade.
She looks just like her mom.
She looked just like her mom. So I'm gonna try. Like I said, I had problems with it earlier, y'all. But even if I don't get to play it, if y'all can go back and look at this clip on the red table, you'll kind of get a sense of what it is that I'm going to kind of explain if I don't get the chance to play it that she was talking about, because I
about my
really
comfortable
understood
world.
it.
Right.
I think it's going to skip. I hate it because I really want to play it. She looked just like her mom.
I never had to look outside of that bubble.
Right.
But I also felt very
Okay, Jada, come through with the platinum hair.
misunderstood. The picture that
Yeah. Okay. It's going to skip. I'm going to remove it because I want to kind of talk to you guys about this and get your input on it and insight. But I'm going to remove the clip. But I just kind of wanted to give you a visual of what I began to see and what I witnessed and how it made me feel. Some of the things that she was explaining was, she said that the worst part of being privileged is not knowing that you're privileged. And when this stuff happened, you know, her parents were arrested. They actually, you know, they took them in, her mom and her dad. But what she explained on the show, you got this girl, she's 20 years old, but now she's 21. But, you know, she's on the cover of all these different magazines. You know, she got her own makeup line. She's popping. So she was explaining how she was in a box. She was not in the same world that we, you know, live in. So when you're surrounded by those sorts of people and that's all you know, it begins to be the norm. She said that's the worst part about this all. She said she never knew that she was privileged. She thought that everybody did these things for their kids, meaning that it wasn't wrong because in her mind, she felt her parents worked hard. She felt like you're supposed to just walk in and talk to somebody and demand what it is that you want because we're in a free country pretty much. So the things that she explained was all of her friends in the same area, neighborhood, schools, that they all did it. All their parents were the same. So I say that to say sometimes we got to step back and just really take a look to see, is it really that sometimes a person may not know? Are they blinded to the fact because they're surrounded by everybody that's just like them? Vice versa, another set of people. If you're in a household with people and all you hear is those people cursing and talking crazy to each other, it becomes normal. And you go into another household and you don't see and witness that, you feel like you out of place because why aren't they doing what it is that we're doing here? And I really felt for her because I honestly believed her. I really believed that she was blinded to the fact that she was privileged.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your thought?
I definitely agree because you grew up in a lifestyle where it's a way that you grew up, and then when you go to somebody else and you looking like, well, why are y'all not doing this, or why are y'all acting a certain way and we act this certain way? Because we had like I would just give an example. I grew up in the projects, and I had family members who didn't grow up in the projects. So when we go around them, I'm like, oh, they so bougie. Because I'm thinking how I act and how we were raised is how you're supposed to act. So how they're acting, I'm saying they're bougie. Oh, they're stuck up. They just acting bougie because that's the way they act. But that's their normal. Because that's the way they were raised. But I'm thinking, oh, it's not normal because I'm raised around people smoking weed, drinking, cussing every day. People outside in the projects cussing and drinking every day. So when I go around people who stay in these big old houses, I'm like, oh, they're bougie. They just acting stuck up. But that's just how they act. I mean, that's the way they was raised. So I believe that.
That's what they know. I agree. What's your thoughts on it, Dr. Real?
We're all, at the end of the day, we're all a product of our environments, right?
That's right.
But my only challenge to her saying she didn't know and being naive is that we are in the information age. You can find out whatever you want to find out with a click of a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So to sit here and say that she thought everybody did that to get in school or everybody's life was like this is a bit naive, and I'm gonna call it a BS on that because there's no way in the world you can sit here and say somebody living in Watts life is similar to yours. And I brought up backstage about the lady who tried to put her kid in a better school district, black lady, and she got 5 years in jail for wanting her kid to have a better life. And that's just changed the zip code. We can go even with the insurrection. Imagine that would have been a whole bunch of NAACP members or just black people, period, storming the Capitol. You'll be talking about multitude of fatalities today and prison sentences going out. It wouldn't have been no, like the guy that got switched prisons because he had to eat organic food. Are you serious right now? There's people in prison who need insulin that can't get it. What we see talking about is guy getting organic food. So for her to sit here and say she didn't know in this day and age, it's hard to believe that. I understand that you're a product of your environment. I grew up similar to what Jay Money said. I grew up in the hood, you know, but my great grandmother told me how to act or to move around in the world. You know, so when I got around, go ahead.
Can we add in the fact that she's 19? So again, take her back to her childhood. For example, the Kardashians, they're not watching the Kardashians. So again, people are exposed to what's allowed in their household as well. Honestly, in my opinion, I can't see celebrities of that nature even watching the news or watching certain things because, for one, they're already upset about the paparazzi following them around. So they, in my opinion, they can be a little blinded to, unless you go seeking for it. But then again, if your mindset is already set to that, what would make me want to go and research it? What would make me want to go figure out why other people are doing something outside of what I'm doing when I'm assuming everybody's doing what I'm doing? The only people that usually go and search for those things are those people that's in need of something. You know, if I feel like my money and my coins ain't right, I'm gonna research how to go get some more money. Or, you know, just, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay Money.
And then I was thinking like their parents could have had her shelter because she grew up in a household where you have people taking care of you, preparing your food, doing everything for you. So she could be naive to everything. Like my parents do everything. I have maids that do everything. Like you said, they're already celebrities. They have people doing everything. So she really could be blinded that she think that this was normal.
But you can't.
Like Kesha said.
A 19-year-old in 2021 is different from a 19-year-old in 1981. Total difference. There's a difference because there's too much information out here. Regardless if you don't read the paper or anything, you're gonna see. Then you're gonna know there's disadvantaged people in this world, especially people that got money, because they're always going to these social events and foundations to raise money for stuff like that. So I mean, again, she could be naive to it, but it just kind of bothers me. You don't know nothing about getting into school.
Well, let's flip it on this side of it. Let's flip it on this side of it, because you could be right. I mean, I watched her. I honestly believed and felt what she said that she was genuine about. But then again, hey, maybe she's a good actress. But let me say this: is it possible that when she say, or not even her, anyone that's privileged who don't know that they're privileged, is it possible when they say things such as, I thought everybody did this for their kids, maybe that they're not looking so deep into the wrongness of it, of like paying for something or whatever. Maybe what's instilled in them is from their parents that no matter what happened, you're supposed to go hard for your kids. No matter what it is. She mentioned that, hey, my mom and dad didn't go to college. You know, their intent was to make sure we had a good college life. But if that's all you see in your household and you are knowing that, and that's to my point, I've worked with people and seen people that say, oh, I'm going to go talk to such and so because this ain't right. Like they feel like I need something, I want something, I'm going to go get it. Maybe it's how they were raised, but let's switch it to a household that's not going to go the extra mile to do for their kids. And the language that they speak to them is, we just ain't got enough money for that. Oh, yeah, we weren't brought up like that. We don't got this. We don't got that. That is what the child is going to feel and what the child is going to know and what they're going to duplicate to their kids. So again, it really touched me. That's why I'm talking about it, because I've never looked at any other sides of privilege, to be honest with you, other than white privilege. I've never even put myself in a situation to understand a person could be privileged and not even know it, you know, and that it really spoke volume into, it makes you understand what you're doing, even in your household, goes a long ways. And that's what your children are learning. And that's what they're going to duplicate in their own. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not giving kudos to them for going over and beyond to get themselves locked up to give their kids the best. But I am saying some people have that mindset that they want their kids to have the best, and you should be able to get what it is that you want. And they drill it and they drill it and they drill it. And that's just what it is, you know? That's just my thoughts on it.
No, there's
a lot of comments in the audience. It says, Carlos Johnson said, how can a 19-year-old growing up in, let me try to click on the screen if I can. Are you all able to see his comment?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like that. Good feature.
What is this? I can't see it for some reason.
How can a 19-year-old growing up in the age of technology say she doesn't know anything about college enrollment?
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Well, I mean, Carlos, again, she wasn't. I'm gonna tell you something else that she did, and I got the sense of her saying what she said. It's truly how she felt. She did a YouTube video, I think, when she was like 14 or something. And she went and pulled this video in while she was sitting at the red table. And on the video, she was talking like one of the girls from 90210. She was saying that, yeah, you know, I don't really like this whole school thing and this college thing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go talk to my dean. And I'm going to say that, you know, I don't think I need this. I'd rather do some other stuff like, you know, have fun, get out there and do some other stuff versus sitting here in class all day. And I think I'm going to talk to my dean about it and let him know. So when they played that clip and she looked at it, she was like, that alone let you know that she thought I sounded so stupid. She said, but really, I felt like that at the time in my day and age and in my life, that's not something that I had to do. Not even knowing that everybody is not even, they don't get this opportunity to go to college. And here I am saying, I don't even care about college, or I don't care about this. It was, you know, to answer your question, that's how. I mean, I know the technology is there, but you got even Alexa and them reading books to you. You don't even gotta push the button to do it. So is she pushing buttons to Alexa? No. I mean, I don't know. So she probably not, to somebody pushing buttons for her. Everybody's doing everything for her. But that was a really, really good question. And that was good insight, Carlos. Olivia said, unconscious bias. Says this is tied into the 1638 MD doctrine of exclusion. We're gonna have to go back and read y'all's comments. I don't want to take up too much of the time, but I really, really felt like it was a really, really good subject to bring up. Just, you know, just because of all these things. And I'm gonna have a moment of honesty right here. And I'm gonna tell you, I was talking to my friend girl about this last night. Because I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I think I was telling her this topic. I was going to talk about it. And I might rub some people the wrong way, but how do y'all feel about, what about this $1,400 that's about to go out? And everybody gets it. You got some people with 9 and 10, I don't know if there's a cap on it, because guess what? I don't got those many kids, because you know why? Yes. I wasn't privileged to that. I wasn't privileged to educate myself on all these benefits and stuff. You know why? Because I ain't never got them. So it's like, you're getting $1,400
for each kid.
But there's a cap.
Is that privilege?
Kids. So
what was it again?
There's a cap on how many kids you can claim on your tax return. So I don't
think.
There's a cap? Yeah, you can't sit there.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it was a cap.
You can claim. If you have 15 kids, you can't claim all 15 of them kids as cap. So everybody making them jokes about Kiki Wyatt with her 11 kids, say she gonna take all the stimmy money. No, that's not how that works.
So, but if you done took care of 15 kids all your life, you can't get that money back.
15 children.
I didn't know it was a cap.
I did not know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can claim them, but there's a cap on how many you're gonna get money for, and you put it that way. You're not gonna get
Really?
yes.
I'm thinking these ladies for the clean house with these
I'm thinking
7
they are
and
too,
10 kids.
It's gonna be crab legs in the ocean still, y'all. We good. It's gonna be crab legs and butter, so no worries. It's all right. It's gonna be butter in the hair shops. No worry about it.
Listen, I just had to throw that out there because in my mind I was really saying, are they privileged? Because they getting all this, and they chose because they chose a certain lifestyle. They chose a certain thing. So yeah, I didn't know there was a cap. That's what Carlos Johnson said too. He didn't know there was a cap.
How many you get paid for is the cap. You can claim all of them. You're not gonna get the exemption for all 15 children.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
When I saw that, I said somebody should sit and eat good.
100% certain that's how that works. And also, they get a child tax as well. $3,000, I believe it is for children.
Under 6,
17, and then there's a little bit more for the ones under.
Yeah, they get $3,000 for them.
But Dr. Real, my question is, are those people that's getting, are they privileged?
Yeah, but see, it's all in how you word it, how you word privilege. Is it a negative privilege or is it a positive privilege? It's your tax money. You're paying this money into the system.
But this is the thing. It's gonna be negative to the people that ain't getting it, and it's gonna be positive to the people that's getting it. It's like white privilege.
Absolutely, Kesha.
Because it's negative to me. I'm sitting there thinking like I could have had all these kids. No, not really, because my nerves too bad. But I'm just saying, it just kind of made me think a little bit. I'm like, now wait a minute, ain't this a sign of privilege? I don't know.
I wouldn't want to call that privilege.
I feel like it's privilege, Kesha. I'm on your side because
you're on my side. You feeling me?
For money, I feel
it's a little privilege. It's a little privilege just going around here. But anywho, all right, y'all. That was really, really good. I really appreciate y'all insight on that. But if y'all didn't get a chance to see that clip, go back to the red table and hear her out. Hear Olivia out and just kind of get a feel of like, dang, to me, she was genuine. Hey, she might be good at acting. I don't know. But I really think it was something that opened up my eyes to all these different things about being privileged. Like I said, I've worked with people too, and I'm like, well, I ain't seeing such and so in a week. And they told me because of his religion, he gets off. And I'm thinking, dang. Mm-hmm. I mean, I even kind of feel like that about the people that get to go outside and get an extra break because they smoke. Like, they get to get an extra break because they smoke. I mean, it's just a lot. Anyway, we have another topic that we're going to get into. And that topic comes from you, Jay Money. What we got?
Okay, it's your girl, Jay Money. I don't know if I can top the privilege.
You can, girl. You got this.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just want to talk about what you waiting on to say I do. So y'all know me about this marriage thing. So I might be ruffling a lot of people's feathers, but here we go. If you've been with a man for longer than 10 years, I'm just gonna say 10 plus years, and he have never brought up the word marriage, you should be questioning your whole existence of why y'all together. Now, don't get me wrong. You might be that independent woman or that woman, that woman of the century that I don't want to be married. I don't want his last name, or I don't feel like I should be married, or I should be married to him. But I just need you to know, according to the word, the Lord says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. That's what the word says, right? Just know that.
Because she might not be all that good.
That's right. So, but I'm just saying, if you're sitting up here playing wifey, why are you not good enough to carry his last name? Why are you, if you're doing wifey duties, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're coming home every day, you're faithful, you're doing everything that is expected of a wife, why are you not good enough to carry his last name? And then I know some people say, oh, it's just a paper. Of course, it's a paper, but it's a legal binding between yourself and your husband and yourself and God. It let me say that again. It's a legal binding agreement between yourself and your husband and yourself and God. And you want to sit there and say, well, oh, we've been in a relationship for 12 years. Remember what is a relationship? You can have a relationship with your kids. You can have a relationship with your friends. You can have a relationship with your coworkers. People even have a relationship with their pets. It's called a relationship. A commitment is different. You can say I'm committed because I've been with him 12 years. That's not committed. And I just need you ladies to know, as long as he doesn't say I do, he don't belong to you. I need you to know that. Until he say I do, he don't belong to you. Until he signs that dotted line and say I am your husband, he don't belong to you. Every woman got a right to that man just as much as you got a right to him, because he doesn't belong to you. In the eyes of God, in the eyes of the state that you live in, he doesn't belong to you. And I need to also let you know, if this man was to die today, if he don't have a living will, you don't get anything. Do you know who gets anything? You know who get everything? His mama. And if his mama's not living, guess who gets the next thing? His kids. And if you with a man who has adult kids and you don't have a relationship with these kids, guess what? These kids are not going to even want you to have nothing to do with what they daddy got going on. And also, if this man die, I mean, if he's on a life support and doesn't have a, what is it called, where you have the life where you can sign off to get him off life support. If he hasn't signed that, what is it called, a medical something? You guys know what I'm talking about. What?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, if he hasn't,
I can't think of the name of it. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, if he hasn't signed that while he's living, guess what? The mom can go in there and say, I want a DNR, a do not resuscitate. The mama can go in there and say, I want him off the life support. You can say, that's my man. I've been with him 15 years. I don't want him off of it. The doctor's gonna say, are you his wife? No. You don't have you can't say anything about what the mama has to say. I just need you to know, if you're laying next to your man right now, or you in the house with your man, and y'all been together 10 plus years. And the reason why I brought up this subject, I have a friend who told me, I've been with my man and not one time have he ever brought up the conversation of us getting married. I said, really? I said, well, have y'all ever talked about it? She was like, no. And I said, well, have y'all discussed it? She was like, no. I said, well, how long y'all been together? She said, a little over 13 years. And I said, he's never even mentioned it. And I was like, no. I said, well, have he ever been married before? And she was like, no. I said, well, don't assume that he knows that's what you want. This are my words to her. And I said, to me, this is what I would go to him and I would say to him. I would say, I'm a believer that I always ask a man something without asking a man something, because I always feel like once you say, baby, can we talk? They defense mechanism shut down. Ladies, if y'all don't know that, Dr. Real can be a witness. As soon as you say, oh, baby, can we talk? Oh, damn, what I done did now? I done did something. No, what you can do, ladies, is say, hey, babe, I just have a question. I noticed that we've been together for 12 plus years, and you know what? I don't see me going nowhere, and I don't see you going nowhere. And you know what? The type of man you are, I can see me carrying your last name. I can see you being the man that I could spend the rest of my life with. How do you feel about that? And see if his response is, he said, well, I can see us being together for the rest of our lives. I'm like, well, what are we waiting on? That's how you can ask your man about us getting married without asking him about y'all getting married. Because this is what I told her. I said, that's like you're questioning him, but not questioning him. Because if that subject has never came up, how do you know he know that's what you want? Because he might think you're comfortable in that situation. Like, well, hell, she ain't saying nothing about marriage, so I'm not going to say anything about it. Because he think you're comfortable. So what do y'all think about that question in Dr. Real?
That's a lot.
My perspective.
Go ahead, Dr. Real.
I think society has given marriage such a bad rap.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people don't want to do it anymore because they look at it like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell been together over 30 years and never got married. Some
Right.
people look at the relationship changes once you get married. You know, you hear all the time, especially people who've been married for a while, they'll say, man, I remember when you was having chandelier shaking sex, and the moment I said I do, it dried up like the Sahara Desert. In some cases, that's true. It does change because you get comfortable with a person.
Why?
Or you can look at, you know, some people look at the marriage. You toss $50 to get a marriage license, but $5,000 to say I don't love you no more. So people look at it that way. Like, it's get married, it don't cost nothing, but to get divorced and say you don't be with it no more, it costs you a whole bunch of money. So again, I think that the societal dynamics have changed. Marriage is not a goal anymore. You know, a lot of people just rather chill together, and once it's over, they move around. But they need to check their common law marriage laws in their state, because they may
And that's what I was going. That was my next subject.
There's some states that if you've been together 6 months and got mail coming to that house, you considered common law marriage. So you got
and that's in the state of Texas
about that. So
and that was the next thing I was going to bring up. In the state of Texas, if you've been married, if you've been together longer than 9 months, you can actually go down and get a divorce from this person without even signing a paper saying that you guys have been married.
Crazy.
9 months. As long as y'all stay together, you are legally married. He would have to go down to get a divorce from you for you to separate from him.
And one more point, religion has taken a downturn with this generation. Religion is no longer an important driving factor anymore. That's kind of, you know, there's so many young people who are now atheists, or just, you know, they dissect the Bible and try to find the, you know, the things that they feel are not true, or they try to fit it, you know, to their narrative in life. So therefore, saying you're embarrassing God, they don't care about that. They're like, you know, who is he to tell me what to do? You know what I'm saying? This is my life. So that's how they feel about it.
But when I was doing a study on women's today, it says 85% of the women in America wants to be married. 85%. Study shows 85% of the women in America wants to be married. And it shows 60% are living in a house with a man right now, more than 10 years, and the man has never asked them to be married, asked to their hand in marriage. And not that they don't want it, is because he's never put the emphasis on, is that what she wants, or he never asked her to be married. I just cannot see me, a person, I can't speak for all women, but I just can't see me wasting 10 plus 12 years without me saying I do, because of I've been in that situation when my husband died. I had to sign all these papers. I had to do all this and do all that. But had I not been married to him, his mom had to make the decision, and his mom wasn't never there to do everything. I did everything. So for her to come in at the last year when he was dying and make the decision, that would have broke my heart. Like, I took care of you the whole time you were sick, and then on your deathbed, she come and make the decision. That would have devastated me, because because I never got married. No.
But if you put that into play, and if you're not married, you can put those things in play to where if you're not here, I can give you the right to decide, you know, saying to DNR, or I can put you in my will to say that everything goes to you. You know, those things can be done even if you're not married. I just know, like, in the way they show cheating, you know, the cheating spouses, and there's also your relationship with marriage, like how you came up with it. You know what I'm saying? If you as a man in your childhood, and you experience, you know, your uncle getting a divorce and your mama and dad divorced, all you see is unhappy marriages. When you get old enough, you know, in your mind, why would I want to subscribe to that when I've seen nothing but unhappiness with this situation? You know what I'm saying?
Why play like you're married? Why be in the house and you're doing wifey and husband things, but you're not married? Like, I feel like that's pointless. Like, I'm not gonna be in the house being faithful and playing wifey, washing your clothes, and I'm not your wife. No, I'm not doing it.
I think it's the mental. I really think, just to get my intake on it, J Money, I think it's the mental aspect of it, because let's take the religion part out. Let's take that part out, like Dr. Real said, because I think people have forgotten about that part. So just to make it make sense, let's take that part out. You actually have guys that are eager to treat you like you're married and really, really show you the things that he is capable of doing as a husband, and also making you feel comfortable to, in exchange, show him the things that you're able to do as a wife. And it begins to feel so normal. It begins to actually feel good, but we all know the truth behind it. Which in reality, again, if we take the religion part out of it, it's not really the truth, because it can happen either way. I think for the guys, and even for some women, they feel that we can enjoy doing all these things and we're not committed. Meaning I can walk out and leave anytime I get ready. Or not only that, if it's a situation where they have all these different assets and things of, like you're saying, I like you a lot, but no one thinks forever. You know, I think the mindset is not now built to think forever. And if I no longer like you, I don't want to have to fight you for my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think, and because that's what really goes in. But vice versa, even if you're married, a person can still, you're committed, but they can still chunk the deuces and walk away. But I think it's the wording. I think it's just how people feel. They feel like, oh, we get married, we stuck in this together. It's like, yeah, you're supposed to, biblically, unless one of us die, you're supposed to be. But it's just, it's a whole different time now. And I think that a lot of people are reaping so many benefits without saying I do. If they're not looking at it from the aspect that you gave, J Money, they're reaping all the benefits of it. So you really don't even have nothing to look forward to by saying I do, because you're getting most of the benefits of what you feel you need right now in the now. That's just my intake on it.
If you're in a serious relationship, what are you doing? You auditioning for marriage, in my opinion. You're in a serious relationship. You both are auditioning to see if you deserve to be in this lifelong play together.
Absolutely.
So I see a lot of people say, well, I ain't doing this. I ain't your wife. But then on the flip side, they expect the man to be what a husband is, a provider, a protector.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I can do that as a boyfriend, but you telling me you can't do wifey stuff as a woman, that makes no sense to me.
Absolutely.
Carlos said, and that's a good question. Well, good statement. He said, I wonder how many of these men in that actual survey grew up seeing a solid family, you know, or a dynamic. Meaning they may not have saw that.
So, right now, I saw that in my life, my family, and I was like, the hell with some damn marriage. Shit, that's expensive as hell. You know, I'm watching my family go through it. I'm like, dang, I ain't getting married.
And that's crazy.
10 years old. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't grow up seeing marriage.
I was like, that's their experience and not mine. So what I can do is learn from them, but that was their experience, not mine.
And Dr. Real, I didn't grow up seeing marriage. And how, you know, I told you guys how my husband asked me to marry. I didn't marry him. I didn't get the formal proposal. He said, baby, we've been together 10 years. You ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. Let's make this thing happen. And I said, okay. And he said, you know what? And I ain't going to take away that you want this big old grand wedding. Don't put that together and just tell me when to show up. That's how it happened.
Wow.
That's how it happened. I cannot see her lie, y'all. I ain't getting no knee on the floor, none of that. Maybe the next husband, let me speak it to existence. He'll get on the knee, but I ain't see no marriage growing up.
One thing I just want to say, and hey everybody,
Hey.
What's up? What's popping, King Leo?
Had a couple things going on, but one thing I do want to say about this subject. One thing I do want to say about this subject is like Real was saying, you know, why would I jump into something that's gonna bind me for life when I don't have to if I'm getting everything right away? You know what I'm saying? If I'm getting everything that I need, why jump into this thing that's gonna bind me for life legally to where I can't get out of it later on if I need to? If I'm getting everything now without it. Because there's just a piece of paper at the end of the day. They put you on that piece of paper. You're legally blind. You're legally binded by that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And to be honest, back in the day when marriage actually meant marriage, you know, that's way back when, before they put it on paper and all of this extra stuff, and they used to get your butt beat for cheating on whoever if you was married to them. Now that you got all these legal people into it, you got these legal people as well. So why am I going to jump into that when I can do all of that without the paper? Shoot, I can give you a ring and say we married all day. I can throw
And
the
let's
dart.
take this. Let's throw this into play too, because now we've touched on a lot of things. King Leo, you know, we've all touched on things. We talked about how, you know, take the religious part out of it. We talked about, you know, you're getting the benefits and things right now. What we ain't talked about is, unfortunately, there's a shortage when it comes to your desire. When I say that, there's couples, there's people getting married, but you got some women getting married to each other. You got some men getting married to each other. So if I prefer something, I'm limited because of what's left and available in the pool for me, and vice versa for some guys too. So we're getting cut all across the board. So that's why some marriages are not happening, because we have lack thereof in a lot of different areas. You know, so let's just be real.
But I mean, is it really limited? You got 7 billion people in the world. Are you really limited?
Yeah, it's limited.
Now I got it. You got, you know, people who are homosexual and they taking up whoever. But at the same time, I still feel like you're not. So I just want to say you're limited as your mind.
That's
goes.
right.
That's all I want to say. You kind of limited.
But you gotta have options though, right?
I mean,
I'm just saying that if I'm in a room and it has, all I'm saying is if I'm in a room and I'm going by my preference and what I like, because we're asking everybody. The question was, why haven't you said I do? I'm saying if I'm in a room and this room has 50 people of what I like, and I'm not saying like as in height, color, money. I'm saying options as far as a male. And this room has multiple options, but it's a both. I'm limited. Am I not limited? I'm just asking, King Leo. Am I not limited?
I mean,
I don't got that many options.
In a sense, but if somebody up in there like that polymoral stuff, I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? You ain't so limited. But let me stop.
I'm telling
but
you.
my whole thing was, it's not the so much of the outside, it's the ones who are inside the house. You have been playing house, you have been playing wifey, you've been playing husband for so long. What is stopping you from that commitment? But King Leo just said it. Why would I need to put it on paper when you're giving it to me? You're giving it to me. You're acting like my wifey. You're doing wifey things. Why should I give you my legal? So I now have to divorce and you get half for everything that I got. I'm not giving you nothing. But she deserved that, because she done played wifey for 12 or 13 years. She deserved half of whatever you got. But guess what? Men like you, I'm not marrying her. I'm not putting it on paper.
I mean, I also look at it like this. What are the benefits of marriage? You know what I'm saying? Well, you get the claim, you know, married on your taxes.
Nothing changes. It's just your legal binding agreement between yourself, God, and your husband and your wife.
Yeah,
I
want to read this from Carlos, and
that's it.
I know we're going to jump into you next, Dr. Real. We're going to get into you next because we are pushing for time. But his question was, let me ask this question, please. How can God be excluded from the very institution he created and made to creed? I mean, I feel the same way. We all feel the same way. I feel Carlos, but it's just that everybody don't feel the same way, I guess. You know, so it got to be of equal, especially if that's the person that you're going to be with, of course. But you're right. He should not be excluded. We're just speaking in the terms of, unfortunately, he has been.
Can I be a heathen?
Yeah.
Can I be a heathen and a devil's advocate real quick? And I'm not trying to make Carlos mad or nothing like that. But marriage is a man-made thing. Okay? And it started way back. It started way back when they wanted to bind two people together. It first came up when a man was being married off for the sense of royalty, or unionized between two families. That is where the marriage really started. We're coming from. It wasn't about love or anything like that. That's just my take on it. Now I'm not trying to.
Deep in the hole, King Leo. We going to rabbit hole, bro.
You going too?
You going in?
It's a
I
little
swear
different.
I ain't just
Because
being
according to the word, it says
Because
the Lord says a man who finds a wife finds good thing. It didn't say man said. He said the Lord says.
I got and it does.
Carlos said
It
since
does.
when? I don't
I
know,
do.
Carlos. I'm gonna leave it up to
Yes.
y'all.
No, sir.
No,
What you
No,
mean
sir.
sir.
since when?
No,
Let's
sir. King
since before
Leo.
since before BC. But we ain't gonna
No,
say
sir.
well that's a whole different situation.
Okay, let me in the ring. Ding, 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 ding. King Leo, you took us away with that one. We're gonna save you real quick, cause, woo Lord.
King
All
Leo,
right,
you always get into the
you
unnecessary
always
arguments.
for nothing. Dang.
I just
Okay,
wanted to
we're gonna move
I you
on.
know
We're
I
gonna
gotta
move
stir the
on.
pot.
Lord.
You know I gotta stir the pot.
Listen, I felt like Carlos was right here. He said, since when? All capital letters. No, sir. I felt like he was right here with us. Oh, yeah. Okay. Come on. Let's take this away. Take this away. What you got for us, Dr. Real? What you got? Save us.
All right, we're gonna switch gears real quick. We're gonna talk about the types of motivation, which again, every time they all seem to tie in some way every time. So there's two in psychology. There's two forms of motivation. There's extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic is one that comes from the outside the individual. Like example, playing a sport to win an award or studying for a good grade on a test, because you know there's going to be some kind of reward for your work. The intrinsic motivation is engaging in the behavior because you find it rewarding. Like some people like to work out. They're not trying to work out for some kind of fitness goal. They just enjoy it. Or there's some people who enjoy studying topics, and that's something that comes from inside of you. Now, the best use for it, extrinsic motivation is best applied when people have little interest in performing the activity, like your kids. They have little motivation to clean their room unless you give them some kind of reward or threaten some kind of punishment. Then they find motivation to clean their room or to do their homework or whatever the case may be. Intrinsic is studying because you find a subject and valuable. Like I love studying about the psychology of people. It's not because I'm going to be a psychiatrist or anything. I just enjoy the human mind and what makes it work.
Oh, me too, Dr. Real.
It is important because you can find out a lot about people if you just be quiet and listen. A lot of people gonna tell themselves, one, and two, that body language is so important. What you want to do though is introduce some kind of challenges in both ways as incremental goals. A lot of people fail with motivation to lose weight because they try to do things too fast. They put unattainable goals. I'm gonna lose 30 pounds in a month. Number one, that's unhealthy. Number two, more than likely, it's not even attainable. You're gonna be doing this stuff, but it's not gonna work out. You're gonna lose motivation. You're gonna go right back to doing what you were doing before. One thing I read about that was fascinating to me is it said, don't visualize success. Now, a lot of people on this panel and people just in general always talk about manifesting their goals. But when I read about this, it was intriguing where they were saying that can be possibly counterproductive because you're saying, yeah, I want to visualize me owning a mansion, but you're not visualizing the work that goes into owning that mansion. You skip that part and go straight to the finish line. And that can be counterproductive because by the time, you waste all this energy, saying, I'm gonna get here and get here. And then when you finally not get there, then again, you're disappointed. That affects your self-esteem. And I'm a big person about self because it matters. Preparation. Most people don't plan nothing. Just be real. A lot of people, they plan in their mind, but my mindset is the best laid plans are on a paper with a pen and pencil. You know what I'm saying? Because you can always erase an idea if it's not right. But you cannot, once it's in pen, you can't do anything with it. So you gotta have plans. So the best motivation, again, is your external motivation and your internal motivation. I have both. My external motivation is make sure my family is put in a position to where we're good forever. But my internal motivation is I want to be the best there is, no matter what it is. So you got to decide which one works for you. But the thing about the extrinsic motivation is you got to be careful about giving too many rewards. A big thing about the generations that came behind me is we gave everybody a prize, right?
Yeah.
You hear it all the time. You get a prize for being 80th place. When I was growing up, it was first, second, third. That's it. It wasn't a whole bunch of participation awards or whatever. Because eventually, if I like doing something, I'm getting rewarded for liking what I do all the time. I'm gonna lose motivation for that because now it's going boring, or I look at it as a task.
Ooh, this is so good. You talking? This is so good.
Your thoughts, Ms.
It
Casey?
happens at work. It happens at work. So what you're, because this, I struggle with this because, you know, of course, in the environment of sales and things of that nature, you're supposed to motivate people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always amazing to me that what you're showing me is that you got the power and the knowledge to do it, which is your job anyway. That's what you're already getting paid for. But you're saying if I motivate you a little bit more with some money or dangle something over your head, it's gonna motivate you, and you're gonna fight that much harder just to go and do it.
It's true.
I'm honestly trying to think about other ways to motivate, you know, because it's kind of baffling with me. It's deep, because to me, it's people will hold back things unless you reward them the way that they want to be rewarded, and usually it's with some money.
And that creates a bad attitude. Now, what I would have done for free, you monetize me now. So now I'm like, well, nah, ain't no prize this time. So
I ain't gonna do it.
I'm gonna fall back.
I'm gonna fall back a little bit. I ain't gonna try as hard.
And that goes for relationships too. Yeah. You can use this model for relationships as well. You know, external reward a lot of times, and it's not all women, because I'm not an all-inclusive person. But some females like to use the power of the coochie as motivation to get their man to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah, Dr. Bill, you're right. They are doing doing some strange for a little piece of change.
As a weapon. Do not, ladies, I ever told you, do not use your panani as a damn weapon.
What if they use something
They're
else?
definitely using the panani.
Don't use a weapon.
What if they use something else?
They're definitely using the panani. I don't even, and that's another thing with marriage. See, they using this punani because they're not married. Because if they was married, you don't supposed to do that, right? You don't supposed to withhold from your husband.
When a weaponizing happens, you get married.
You don't necessarily be using that. You could be using something else.
But listen to
they out here using the punani, Dr. Brown.
Listen to what Kevin was saying. Kevin was saying you should be trying to get that thing away. That's what he said.
Like,
trying to get that thing away.
I don't think they're supposed to just get. I don't know. Listen, it's all messed up. Like I said, you're supposed to be married. I'm gonna think of it in that.
Listen, T. At the end of the day, you should focus on the journey, not the outcome.
Right.
And sometimes that's why so many people are depressed or going through things mentally, because they focus on the outcome, not the journey. You're not going to win every time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So enjoy the trip and take notes along the way. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and get heartbroken because your business idea didn't work the first time.
That's
you know, or your marriage didn't work the first time, or your relationship didn't work the first time.
Right.
You got to find that intrinsic motivation inside of you to keep it moving. Don't be blind about prizes. If that man ain't no good when you wasn't married to him, he ain't gonna improve with a ring on your finger or his. I need to through your head. That's why I said marriage.
Y'all stop listening to Cardi. Stop listening to Cardi. And
marry him.
Hey,
you were lazy as hell when they were dating. They're gonna be lazy as hell with a ring on the finger. Ain't no difference.
Right. Absolutely.
At the end of the day, here's couple things to take into retrospect. When it comes to terms of money, it don't matter what age you is, you can still get rich. Jeff Bezos ain't here rich till he here by 36, 37. What's his name? The guy that did all the investing. White older guy. He ain't really get hit till like 42, 43. That's in terms of money. When it's time to come in terms of marriage, some people, they ain't really, Steve Harvey, take that into retrospect. He 33 marriages in. I mean, I'm just saying.
But he married though.
He married.
He said three.
So yeah, you got to go through you got to go through the bad to get to the good. That's all.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Amen.
much what it is
That's
at the end
true.
of the day. You got to
That's
go
true.
through the bad to get to the good. You got to get through those first little fast fares. When it comes to terms, business, jobs, relationships, whatever case may be, you're gonna go through make your mistakes to get to the good. I trust me. I mean that with 100%.
Careful you find your motivation at. Your motivation cannot always be extrinsic because you're focusing on reward.
Hmm.
You gotta be very careful about leading your life with that kind of motivation. You got to have a healthy balance of both.
You do. I agree.
I agree.
100%.
I agree with that.
Did you have something motivational? You usually, go out with a little something too. We're gonna tap into you if time permits. We got a couple of minutes left, King Leo. Let me let Dr.
Here's
Real
my quote for the week. People rarely share your vision, but love to see the benefits.
Ooh, you see, now you're right. That's all I'm gonna say. You are so right. So right.
Let that marinate for y'all get them taxes this week. Let that man come home and flip your taxes and double your taxes. Don't believe that dude.
Give me them taxes. Let me flip it. Get them taxes.
Studio time? Nah, fam. You need no studio time. You need some job time. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Come here, babe. Let me get that $3,000.
Oh my God.
Make it flip it into 10. I can flip it into 10, baby.
Please, whatever you do not go to the Snooty Fox auto slot and buy you a 95 Honda Civic with 250,000 miles on it.
It's worth the breakdown next week.
Don't do that to yourself.
Because it is tax season. I can smell them lemon cars heating up on the side of the road right now.
Sales music like this right here, like Baby from Young Money, Cash Money, rubbing their hands together.
All right. What we'll do is, King Leo, let's tap into your subject and we'll do a continuation of it because I know you're not going to have time to probably finish it all up. But let's tap into it and we'll continue it going into next week. But what you got for us?
Sure, I forgot my dang on subject. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a day. It has been a day. It has been.
We'll talk about it backstage.
Yeah, but so I just want everybody to understand this, and this is what I'm gonna go out with, and I mean this from the depths of my heart. Please, 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 watch who you have children with. Okay, my mama always said, watch who you have children with, and what did I do? Close my eyes. So, y'all, just watch who you have children with. Make sure if you're laying down with someone, anybody, if you're laying down with somebody, it better be somebody that you can see yourself being with for the rest of your life.
That's true, because I told my son that.
Or is it like Jay Money was saying, together, just living together?
I want to say no. I want to say married to, being with for the rest of your life. However you want to look at it. If you don't see yourself being with that person for the rest of your life, do not lay down with that person. That's all I'm gonna say. Now I understand people out here be having fun, out here just get it on, just to get it on. Wrap it up.
I'm gonna say you can lay down with them, just put some on it. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Protect yourself.
You just can't be throwing hot dogs down the hall.
Don't be throwing hot dogs
down the hot dog without no buns.
Just do not be throwing hot dogs down the hallway. Wrap it up. Protect yourself. Protect them. If you're laying down with somebody, make sure it's somebody that you can see yourself being with. That's pretty much as clear as I can make it, man. Because sometimes when you get that one person and you don't know who they is deep down, and y'all just messing around, and when a baby thrown into the equation, everything go left. Especially if you don't know that person.
True.
But your first argument gonna tell you a lot about how your relationship gonna go.
That's true.
Your very first disagreement gonna tell you a lot about how your relationship gonna go further from that. If that person slams doors and go off and yelling and screaming, that's who that person is. Period.
But men tend to look over that first argument. Women don't, but men do. Y'all tend to look over because that sex is amazing. Y'all like, okay, she'll look crazy. I'm gonna look past that. But then no, she crazy. Now you stuck with her for the rest of your life because you got a baby.
Because they like crazy. Some of them.
There's a lot of men like crazy.
Man, it depends on the level of crazy.
No, baby.
Look, it depends on the level of crazy.
The level
you can't say you see everybody, my brother.
Look, you're Dr. Real. Yeah, it depends on the level of crazy. No, it don't depend on that. You're just looking at the sex. You're not looking at that she crazy.
Nah,
Now you stuck with her for the rest of your life because you got this baby.
Man, that
I
girl
don't
can throw a golf ball through a garden hose, and I don't give a damn about none of that.
No.
exactly,
Crazy, you crazy.
exactly. Hey, it's the level of crazy, man. I don't care how fine, how good the sex is, or how good that hallway is. If it is not, if she just too crazy, I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a
Nothing
damn.
that good.
It is not that good
I'm
to me.
sorry to hear that. Sounds like a long way to go and some pain. Maybe got to get some prayers out there or something for you, the people that's experiencing that. But y'all, it's the 9 o'clock hour. It's been real. It's been really, really good. I know that we got like caught up and tied up with a lot of the subjects that we talked about tonight, but
Mhm.
that's just usually how it goes, and it's a good thing.
Mhm.
So if this is your first time rocking with us, just come back and rock with us again every Wednesday night between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. And
Yes.
continue to watch out because we do have a couple of spin-off shows that will be happening soon. And I'm excited about it. So, yes, you will still have us here on Wednesday night as your power team, but we have a couple of other shows that will be thrown in the mix on a couple of different nights. So, just stay tuned. But we ain't got to go home, y'all, but we definitely got to get the hell up out of here because you already know with power, you are.
What?
You.
Speak.
I liked it a little bit. We'll try to get it next time, y'all. We still working on it. We're trying to be in sync with each other. And I don't know, we got thrown off tonight, but we're going to have it next time. Y'all have a good night and y'all be safe. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace out. Peace out.
Peace out.